All right, everybody. If you paid attention to Twitter, God help you if you have, in the last day or so, you probably saw something pretty surprising, trending at a surprisingly high number of tweets, and that is the term Jewish tunnels. Or I believe it was secret Jewish tunnels was the trend exactly. How many of you guys saw that trend? Hypers in chat if you saw it. You guys saw that? I didn't notice this. Well, it was trending with an alarming number of tweets. And when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is this? So I clicked on the trend. I wanted to see what was going on. And very quickly saw the entire trend was just tens upon tens upon tens of thousands of Nazis tweeting about how apparently there was a network of secret Jewish tunnels used for, I think most of them were arguing it was either for, like, child sacrifices, child rape, or both. And, just this idea that there's a complex network of underground tunnels built by Jewish people to do evil QAnon stuff, whatever. Every single crazy anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist on Twitter has their own idea of what the Jews are doing at this point. So it's actually impossible to say, like, what they all think is going on, because there's like a million things they think is going on. Some of them think all those things are happening, or some of them are, but not all of them. It's, blood libel they think's going on down there. All the normal anti-Semitic conspiracy stuff, but like all of it thrown together, the whole kitchen sink. Now, you might have heard about this story, and if you're like me, you probably saw it and just went, what? And then you might have even seen some of the videos that were getting shared around, which I'll admit, like, the videos where it's like what seems to be a secret tunnel and a bunch of guys who are dressed in, like, the traditional Orthodox, like, Jewish garb, like, coming out of this secret tunnel, being dragged out by the police with force. I'll admit that I saw that and was just like, nope, and just exited out and decided I'll find out what the fuck was going on when there are actual news articles that are coming out about this story and not just weirdos on Twitter retweeting videos because it just happened. Weren't the tunnels around for a while? Don't get ahead of yourself, Perry Ice and Fire. We'll get into it in a moment. Now, there's been a lot of crazy conspiracies being spread around about this. I've already done a little bit of a shallow dive into this topic before stream, so I do know what the reality of the situation was. As you can imagine, as you probably could have guessed, there is no crazy Jewish conspiracy happening here. There are no complex networks of Jewish tunnels underneath New York where they're doing blood libel or whatever. In reality, this story is actually one that is far more boring than you would have ever thought. Like, this is a case where the right took a really relatively boring topic and transformed it into massive viral conspiracy bait. It's actually impressive. Let's get into this article that breaks it down. Illegal New York synagogue tunnel leads to 9 arrests. 9 members of New York's Hasidic Jewish community have been arrested and charged over a secret tunnel that connected to a historic synagogue. They fought police after city officials and leaders of the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters came to close the tunnel. The men are charged with criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, and obstructing governmental administration. This article for some reason is not really like doing a good job of like explaining what happened. We're kind of jumping in right off the bat. I guess I'll give you guys the summary of what I know, and then we'll read this article, because what I heard might have been wrong, granted, because this article's a little newer than what I read before. This might have details that are a little better than what I've already heard. My understanding is that there is a like a bathhouse that was historically a part of that Jewish community in New York City that had since been like foreclosed or shut down and like owned by the city for quite some time. And that group, that church, had been trying to get the ownership of that building back for a long time, because at one point it was connected to their church via an underground tunnel. And this was an old tunnel. This is from like back when having not secret tunnels, but having a tunnel that led from one property to another wasn't as crazy of a thing as it is today. Like nowadays, you hear secret tunnel between one building and another, and it's like, whoa. But back then, that was kind of normal. You know, you had tunnels for like pickling things because you had to have somewhere dark and cold and shit like that. You know, like it was kind of normal to have that kind of thing. Thing is, it's not that normal today, and the city doesn't much appreciate it. So once it was found out, because people were complaining about the noise and the ruckus from, you know, the re-excavating of this tunnel to reconnect these two buildings, the city came out to investigate, found out what was going on, and obviously the people from the church, or, you know, like 9 people, I think it was, 9 members of the church, younger people, from what I could tell, were a little bit miffed at the fact that the city and the police were now coming to shut down their secret tunnel that they were using to reconnect to a property that they wanted to regain ownership to. And they, like, fought against the police, which ended up going viral. It looked like there was a big ruckus breaking out, and that, like, got posted on Twitter. And since then, the church and much of the wider community has denounced those ruffians who started that throwdown with the police in the church, because that's really not the kind of thing that most of these communities want to encourage, if I'm being honest. Like, nobody wants to have big fights with the police in their church. So, like, overall, it seems like no nefarious conspiracy thing was happening here. In fact, there's been a long, well-documented, court battle between that church and the city to try and gain ownership of that property they were trying to connect to. It's not like this was some secret. It's just that the tunnel was kind of being kept on the down low because the city isn't big on people digging tunnels underneath the city. It's not exactly legal. That's why the police came and shut it down. The right's going to do with this what they're going to do with it, though, and that's going to be create insane conspiracy theories. And I guarantee you, years from now, you're going to hear conservatives online talking about the secret Jewish tunnels under New York City. I guarantee you this will be a talking point for the right from here on out. Like, it will never be dropped. Anyway, let's read this article because, granted, that is just the synopsis that I know. Some of my info might be wrong, so let's find out. 9 members of New York Hasidic Jewish community have been arrested and charged over a secret tunnel that connected to a historic synagogue. I heard it was a bathhouse. Maybe it was a bathhouse and synagogue? They fought police after city officials and leaders of the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters came to close the tunnel. The men are charged with criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, and obstructing governmental administration. A spokesperson for the Chabad called them a group of extremist students. The tunnels were built under a prominent street in Brooklyn, where the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters are located. The building is one of the most significant Jewish sites in the city. City inspectors were called to the Chabad on Monday to conduct an emergency structural inspection. There were looming concerns that the illegal tunnel could have caused damage to the famous property. A brawl broke out after police found a group of young men blocking efforts to inspect and fill the tunnel with cement. The tunnel had been known about for a while, by the way. Some of the men then broke through the wall of the prayer space. Those acts led to the arrests. I see. There were these young men that were in the tunnel trying to block the city from filling it in with cement so it would no longer be like a danger to the infrastructure and safety of people who are using it. And once the police started to, you know, try and drag them out, they fought. And the church and, like, the broader community has since denounced those kids that were trying to fight the police. And that video, like, that event is the video that went viral on Twitter where it's, like, the big fight and brawl has broken out in the synagogue. Well, what? The Nazis were wrong? Who could have thought? Rabbi Yehuda Krinsky, the chairman of the Chabad, thanked police for their efforts and said that the community was pained by the vandalism of a group of young agitators. These odious actions will be investigated and the sanctity of the synagogue will be restored, he said. It is unclear who built the tunnel, how they did it, and what their motivations were. It appears the tunnel connects to at least one other building on the street in Brooklyn. One local told the New York Times that the men sought to build the tunnel to hasten the expansion of the synagogue. Some members who have attended services and functions at the Chabad have reportedly complained about overcrowding in the building in recent years. So basically, the general understanding is that they had plans to expand into the like the bathhouse building that had previously been owned by that church, and they were using the tunnel to expand and were hoping to basically use the reclaiming of that building as a way to expand their already kind of cramped facilities. Videos and photos from inside the building on Monday, however, showed a small group of mostly young men trying to block the tunnel from being filled with cement. Others were seen pulling wood panels from the walls of the sanctuary and using benches to block police in the videos and images. One of the videos reviewed by the BBC showed an officer using a spray to break up a growing skirmish. The building, which sees thousands of visitors each year, was formerly the home of the leader of the Orthodox Jewish movement, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson? Schneerson. I love that last name. Holy shit. Oh my god, Schneerson. That's amazing. Holy crap, I'm copy-pasting that last name in chat so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Schneerson. What a last name. The rabbi is credited with leading the Chabad Lubavitch and revitalizing the Hasidic religious community after it was devastated in the Holocaust. He died in 1994, but his headquarters remains a well-known center for the Jewish religion. While the Chabad Lubavitcher movement is sprawling and its mission is to welcome Jews at all levels of religious practice, it also has key divisions within the larger movement. Those divisions appeared to have spilled over in the tunnel dispute at 770 Eastern Parkway this month. A deeply religious fringe group within the Chabad believes Rabbi Schneerson is the Jewish Messiah, an idea the mainstream movement rejects. That disagreement is reportedly an element in the tunnel altercation. The building has been closed as the inspection of the tunnels has continued. It seems like some level of disagreement within the church over how radical or dedicated some members of the religion are and some members of the church are has also led to a bit of the tension here. But it's so sad to see that we're at the point now where actual Nazis are so in control of the biggest social media platform in the world that if anything like this, if any crime or any altercation breaks out in a Jewish community center, it will go viral on Twitter. And Nazis will spread it around and create a whole new conspiracy theory about it, and it will be used to push anti-Semitism. I really do think we're in a time... Temple? Thank you. Sorry, not church, temple. Why do you keep saying church? I don't know. Duh. Okay, I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. Guys. I need you all to know. Religion is cringe. And I disrespect all religions equally. You understand that, right? Like, I don't respect any religions, and I don't care if I'm misgendering their churches. You guys know that, right? Anti-Semitism is cringe because it is targeted hatred towards Jewish people. I don't need to be, like, properly respectful to, like, Judaism as a religion. They explain how best to treat your slaves in their holy book. You know that, right? Like, there's some... It's the same thing as the Christian holy book, almost, right? Like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't want to offend anyone here. If your faith is your business, and I respect you if your faith is your business and you treat it like that. However, organized religion is cringe. Judaism is not just a religion, it's an entire culture. Okay. I'm talking about the religious aspect of it, not cultural aspects. So, there's aspects of Jewish culture I really like. Like, if you've ever been to Jewish boroughs in, like, New York City, you'll see that it's, like, some of the nicest community you've ever been in. I've been there. I've been to Brooklyn, to those communities. It's really chill. So I like that aspect of things, but the believing in, you know, God and the whole, like, you gotta do this or that, or you don't go to heaven thing. At least there's not a hell that they threaten you with. But still, you know? I don't like religion, okay? I am a Reddit atheist, okay? I need you... Listen, look into my eyes. Religion, I believe it is cringe. I am a Reddit atheist. However, I don't like targeted bigotry. Like Islamophobia, like anti-Semitism, these are very different from just not, like, caring about the religious aspect of a religion and thinking it's cringe. It's an actual targeted bigotry. And those I stand against. I feel like a lot of people that are like super like pro-atheism and stuff, they have a tendency to think, oh yeah, I guess I am Islamophobic because I don't like people thinking that like women have to cover their skin and like keep their modesty intact for men because God says so. But like that's not being Islamophobic. That's not agreeing with some of the ideas behind like the religion and culture. Being Islamophobic is being bigoted and hateful towards people who practice the religion. Forward-facing Zan is kind of ominous, not gonna lie. Except for anti-Scientologists, that's base. Okay, I will say, fuck Scientology through and through. I don't care about offending those people. Like, Scientology is like as shameless as it gets. I so badly want to see Tom Cruise just bite it doing one of his own stunts. Like, I really want to see that happen. Like, I really, really hate Tom Cruise, and I want to see him bite it doing one of his own stunts so bad. Cryptid T, Scientology isn't even a religion in the UK legal definition. America makes it very easy to be a religion and get tax exempt from this stuff. They make it really, really easy. By the way, there's a video included here of what happened at the synagogue. This video went like mega viral on Twitter, like these different Twitter videos that are like phone videos that got posted online, and far-right accounts were sharing it, and basically this is the new Jewish space laser meme, pretty much. Like, secret New York City Jewish tunnels is the new Jewish space lasers. We're 10 days into 2024, and we've already got a new Jewish space lasers conspiracy. Anyway, here's the video that went viral. Okay, thanks for not playing. It's a lot of fucking cops.
Yo.
You know what the funny part of all of this is? If I just didn't give you any context to what was happening here, and it just looked like what it looks like if you have no context to what's happening here is like the NYPD has come in and started demolishing a synagogue and arresting people and like forcing people out and putting up caution tape, like do not cross tape. Without context, this looks pretty bad, actually. Like, almost like a Nazi Germany 2 is happening. Like, if you just had no context and just saw this video, that might be the conclusion you come to. And despite that, what's funny is the fascies on Twitter who do, like, the hyper pro-Israel Zionist posting, who like to play into, like, the look how any form of empathy for the Palestinians is actually anti-Semitism. And when you do that, you're victimizing the Israelis. Like, those accounts have not said a whisper about how this story being pushed around on Twitter the way it is feeding into anti-Semitism. Not a whisper. Not a goddamn whisper, because those are the same accounts that are posting about this being some Jewish conspiracy theory. Or conspiracy. Not conspiracy theory, conspiracy. Those same accounts that are posting about this being a Jewish conspiracy are the same ones that defend Israel and claim anyone being even remotely pro-Palestine is anti-Semitic. It's not even been that long after the new year and so much is going on. Well, to be clear, the world doesn't, like, stop moving on New Year's Day and then, like, start slowly, like, turning faster and faster as the year goes by. The world and events that happen in it happen regardless of what day it is. They don't care that it's Tuesday. Or I guess it's Wednesday today, but, you know, yeah. Anyway. It's interesting to see how all the like super pro-Zionism accounts on Twitter who are supposedly super anti-Semitism and are really devoted to calling it out whenever they see it are totally silent about how anti-Semites on the right on Twitter and on YouTube and on all corners of the internet are weaponizing this pretty much nothing story to create a brand new conspiracy theory in real time.